All right, so we're diving into AI Prompt Engineering 2025 today. This handbook is making some big promises, saying it can help pretty much anyone unlock the power of AI. But can it really deliver on that for everyone you know? Like whether you're a tech whiz or you can barely turn on a computer, we're going to be focusing on the forward today, looking at some of the techniques they highlight and really trying to figure out if it lives up to that hype.
Well, one thing that immediately struck me was the foreword. The way the author starts off talking about his mom turning 80 and all the crazy tech advancements she's seen in her lifetime.
It's like if my mom can figure out smartphones after growing up with radios, anyone can learn this AI stuff kind of vibe.
Exactly. It sets this tone that you don't need to be a coding genius to grasp these concepts, like whether you're a business person trying to streamline things or a musician wanting to experiment with new sounds. There's something here for you.
See, that's what really piqued my interest about this book. It's not just targeting data scientists or software engineers. It's for anyone who's even a little bit curious about how to use AI to solve problems, boost creativity, or even just, make life a little easier.
And a big part of that is understanding this thing called prompt engineering. It's basically the art of communicating with AI, giving it the right instructions to get the responses you want. The book uses this great analogy. Imagine AI as this powerful engine, and prompts are like the steering wheel.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So let's say I'm starting from scratch. Does this book actually explain things in a way that's easy to understand?
Oh, absolutely. It avoids all the jargon and uses really clear language. Plus, it has all these real-world examples and step-by-step guides to show how different prompts work.
So it's practical, not just theoretical.
Yeah, definitely. And it even gets into some more advanced techniques, like dynamic prompting.
Dynamic prompting. Now, that sounds pretty high-tech. What's that all about?
So it's this idea of creating a prompt that can actually adapt and change based on what the user inputs. Like imagine a chatbot that can actually understand the context of your conversation and give really personalized responses.
Oh, wow. Now that you mention it, I've been seeing chatbots everywhere, like customer service websites, online stores, even dating apps. So learning how to design those interactions would be super valuable.
For sure. And that's just one example. Dynamic prompting could totally revolutionize all kinds of fields, from healthcare to education to even creative industries.
Sounds like we've got a lot to unpack here. So far, I'm pretty impressed with how this book is approaching things. It seems like it strikes a good balance between being accessible for beginners, while still offering some meaty insights for the more tech-savvy folks.
Totally agree. You can tell the author really put a lot of thought into who he was writing for, making sure the content is both informative and engaging, regardless of your background with tech. And it doesn't stop there. This book dives into some really groundbreaking techniques. I think you'll find them fascinating.
All right, I'm all ears. What else they got?
Have you ever heard of few-shot or zero-shot prompting?
Those terms ring a bell. But to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what they mean.
That's understandable. They're pretty new concepts, but they have the potential to really change the game when it comes to AI. Basically, they allow us to get amazing results from AI, even when we only have a tiny bit of data.
Oh, wow. So can you give me an example?
Sure. Imagine you're trying to teach an AI to write poems, but you only have like a handful of poems to show it. That's where few-shot prompting comes in. It lets the AI learn and generalize from just a small data set.
So instead of needing thousands of data points, you can train an AI with just a few well-chosen examples.
Exactly. And zero-shot prompting takes it even further. It lets you get results from an AI without any specific training data at all.
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me I can ask an AI to do something it's never seen before, and it can just figure it out?
Well, it's not always that simple, but yeah, the AI can often figure it out based on its existing knowledge.
That sounds like magic. How does that even work?
It's kind of complicated to explain in detail, but the book does a great job of breaking it down. It basically relies on the AI's ability to understand language and make inferences based on general knowledge. Like if you asked a person to write a poem about a topic they'd never studied before, they could still draw on their understanding of language and emotions and imagery to create something new.
I see. So these techniques could be really powerful, especially for people who don't have access to huge data sets.
Exactly. It makes AI more democratic, more accessible to anyone with a creative vision, and the ability to craft effective prompts.
That fits in perfectly with the whole message of inclusivity.
Yeah.
It's not just for these big tech companies or research labs. It's for everyday people.
Right. And another thing I really liked about the book is its focus on practicality. It's not just about understanding the theory, it's about giving you the tools to actually use it.
So like hands-on guidance with step-by-step instructions and real-world examples.
Exactly. It walks you through the whole process, from finding the right AI tools, to crafting effective prompts, to evaluating the results. It even gives you tips on troubleshooting and avoiding common pitfalls.
That's great, especially for someone like me, who's just starting out. It can feel kind of daunting to dive into something new, but this book seems like it gives you a clear path forward.
It definitely does. It demystifies AI and makes it feel much more approachable.
You know, one thing I appreciated about the book was the repetition. It kept revisiting those core concepts to really make sure they sank in.
Yeah, it's like having a patient teacher who knows that some things take a bit longer to click.
Exactly. And they used all these different ways to reinforce those key points, from clear explanations to engaging examples to thought-provoking questions.
I agree. It's a well-rounded approach to learning.
Yeah. You can tell the author really put a lot of thought into how to structure the book.
Absolutely. He wanted to make sure readers not only understood the material, but also felt confident enough to use it themselves.
And it sounds like he definitely achieved that.
Yeah.
This book has really piqued my curiosity. I'm excited to try out some of these techniques.
You should. It's like opening up a whole new world of creative possibilities.
So we've talked a lot about the technical side, but I'm also curious about the practical applications. Can you give me some specific examples of how prompt engineering can be used in different fields?
Of course. Let's start with healthcare. Imagine a doctor who wants to use AI to analyze a patient's symptoms and suggest possible diagnoses. They could craft a really precise prompt to access a ton of medical knowledge and get evidence-based recommendations, which could potentially save time and even improve patient outcomes.
That's incredible, like having a medical expert in your pocket. What other fields could benefit from this kind of prompt engineering?
Oh, the possibilities are endless. Take education, for example. A teacher could create a prompt to generate personalized explanations for students who are struggling with a certain concept. Like, imagine an AI that could tailor its teaching style to each student, giving them step-by-step guidance and customized feedback.
That would be a game changer for sure. For both the students and the teachers, it could make learning so much more engaging and effective, especially for kids who might be falling behind in a traditional classroom. What about creative fields, though? I'm curious how prompt engineering could be used there.
Oh, the creative potential is huge. Imagine a filmmaker who wants to brainstorm ideas for a new movie script. They could use prompt engineering to come up with different plot lines, character arcs, even dialogue. Or a musician could use it to explore new melodies, harmonies, rhythms, pushing the boundaries of their musical style.
So it's like having a brainstorming partner who's always there to bounce ideas off of and help you think outside the box.
Exactly. And this book gives you the tools to do just that. It provides practical tips on how to write prompts that will get you specific kinds of responses, whether you're looking for innovative ideas, compelling stories, or stunning visuals.
One thing that's become really clear throughout this deep dive is that prompt engineering isn't just about technical skills. It's also about understanding language context and the nuances of human communication.
That's a great point. The best prompts are the ones that are clear, concise, and tailored to what the AI can actually do. It's almost like you're learning a new language, the language of AI.
And like learning any new language, it takes practice and experimentation. But this book gives you a solid foundation and tons of resources to help you along the way.
It's like a roadmap to the world of prompt engineering, guiding you through the key concepts, techniques, and best practices. And the author's enthusiasm is contagious.
Definitely. I could feel his passion for AI shining through every page.
And that's what makes this book so captivating. It's not just a boring technical manual. It's an invitation to explore the amazing potential of AI and to be a part of shaping its future.
I love that takeaway for our listeners. This book isn't just about learning how to use AI. It's about understanding its power, its limitations, and how it could change our world in some really big ways.
And most importantly, it empowers us to be the ones driving that change, not just sitting back and watching it happen.
So if you're curious about AI, intrigued by what it can do, and ready to unlock its potential, this book is a great place to start. It will give you the knowledge, the tools, and the inspiration to become a skilled prompt engineer and to use the power of AI for good.
And who knows, maybe you'll even discover a hidden talent for talking to machines, opening up a world of creativity and innovation you never knew existed.
I think that's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the fascinating world of AI Prompt Engineering 2025.
It was my pleasure. Until next time, keep those prompts flowing.